Hi, welcome to another episode of That's a Thing, Accent Core plus R. It is episode .59, and it is Friday, January the 28th. I'm Drew,
I'm,
he's Kevin,
yeah.
and he's Nolan.
Hello.
That's us.
That is us. That is was it what was that a TV show? This Is Us?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's some sort of like drama thing about like multiple different people. I don't know.
I think Sean from Psych was on it. Was that the one he was on? He went to do some like drama sitcom thing, and that's one of the reasons why Psych turned to like random movies every so often.
Oh,
Also, Carl Lasseter, the actor, had a stroke. But then they kind of incorporated it into the show, and that was one of the movies where it was like him, and he had like a stress-induced thing, and then he kind of came back, and it was touching. Honestly, it was a touching episode because it was both the character in character and the actor were both kind of recovering and overcoming their stuff, and it brought a tear to my eye.
On that idea, which do you prefer when an actress gets pregnant on a TV show? Do you like it when the writers write it into the show, or where they leave it to camera work and costuming to disguise the pregnancy for, the late trimester?
I would rather them just say she got pregnant instead of doing like what they did with Fraser and just said she got fat. Because I always felt that was way worse. Like, just say, nah, she got pregnant. That's.
listen, I'm more opposed to the Zoe 101. Let's just shoot her from the torso down or the torso up, because it's obvious.
And they do a whole bunch of like billowy dresses or big coats.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, she just happens to be sitting on the couch with like a big blanket over her.
She's holding a pillow.
She's holding a pumpkin, and the pumpkin is like body painted her pregnant belly. Just at all times. She just loves that jack-o'-lantern, or like a basketball.
They paint her belly as like a bowl of fruit.
Yeah,
around everywhere.
It's like perspective shots.
Yeah.
It's like that one time where Lupin painted himself dead so that City God would open the thing. So she paints herself like with a thin belly, but it's perspective, so she's always just like at that one angle where it looks okay.
No, what needs to happen is they need to CGI it out.
Yeah, just put
Paint it
green on her belly.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I like that.
There's like just a
void.
You see the weird like texture on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fan. But no, I like just write it in.
Yeah. It seems way easier.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been up to? You can talk about stuff.
Oh, real quick, the like season 2 ending of Venture Brothers where Monarch and Dr. Girlfriend get married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the last scene is like Dr. Girlfriend's about to reveal a big secret to the Monarch, and we don't hear what it is. Yes.
Have
Exactly.
you been rewatching Venture Brothers?
No, I did that like 6 months ago or something. So I did
Still
it
fresh.
a year ago, I guess. So
I literally did that like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I'll do it when the movie's here. But she was going to be pregnant, was the original idea, but it caused Jackson Public and Doc Hammer to get into a huge argument, with Doc Hammer proposing, no, she can't be pregnant, because if she was pregnant and had a kid, she would give up supervillaining, because Sheila would take care of her kid and not do this stupid garbage.
Yeah.
I actually agree with that.
Yes.
Exactly. So instead, I think they turned it into
where she was like
the Monarch would have to do the trial by the Guild of 13.
Yeah, one of those like I thought. Yeah, that's like you got to do that sort of stuff. No,
I thought it could almost be like she was just gonna say I'm Jewish, and the Monarch would be like, "What? I don't care."
That's also funny.
It's time to go see my parents.
It's time to go see my parents, sweetie. Yo, Doctor Monarch, Doctor Mrs. the Monarch,
The Monarch.
so
Yep.
so hot.
Yes, I fucking
She's
love
so
saying
hot.
that 'cause
Like the voice just adds to it. It adds
Yeah.
like 4 points of hotness. I don't like it. Just does it.
Yep, it did not drag the character down. She dragged the voice up.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Like it's because it like she is hot, and then the voice, the contrast makes it more hot. I would say.
Yep.
Like, but if she wasn't, then the voice would be not. It would work, but it works. Also, she's cool. That matters
Yep.
a lot too.
She's cool and smart,
And
the only one that can actually do anything.
Yeah, well, she's the full package.
Yep.
Has the murdering moppets. Don't like those.
Well,
two.
until 21 gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Tim, Tom, and Kevin.
The growth of 21 is like my favorite part of the entire Ventures Brothers
It's really good.
show. His entire evolution.
Yeah. Well, it's same is true for Hank too.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
yeah.
Hank. I think the separation of Hank and Dean, like them actually becoming like their own people, is fascinating.
And becoming actual people.
Yeah, like that arc of them being just like the vat groaned one note stereotype jokes as to becoming like fully realized humans.
Yeah.
It's really
I
good.
don't like that Dean went from like emo back to like normal Dean.
I
I'm
think
okay with it because I think he was just at a dark place in his life.
I'm good with it because Hank, like, it's the contrast of Hank. It's kind of like Hank keeps moving on while Dean kind of circles around. It's the difference of like how Dean is going more into like the super science sort of stuff like his dad, where
No,
Hank
he's
is.
not.
Was he?
No, he's just going to college.
Well, what I'm
He actually like he was like, I don't like super science.
okay, so
I don't-
maybe not super science, but just he's going more like academia sort of focused, while like Hank is like not. Like Hank is doing his own thing, and I think that's what I was getting at.
The Bat.
He wants to be the Bat.
No, he wants to be Brock Sampson.
Yeah,
Then, if possible, Batman afterwards.
yeah. But yeah,
God, that's just so good.
it's just that's a good show. You know what isn't a good show? Netflix Cowboy Bebop. I finished it.
Oh, did you finish it up?
Yeah. My fast overall rating is 3 out of 10.
Yeah, that's right.
I think there's one good episode. That's episode 9, which is the flashback of Spike and Vicious in the Syndicate. I think that
Doesn't that mean it should be 1 out of 10?
no, it's 3. Like because I was thinking about my ratings, and 3 is like bad. But there's like a few good. There are good. There's like one good episode and some good moments, and so there are positives in that show, but they do not outweigh the negative. Like 1 is there's nothing good about it, and I can't say that. I cannot say that show has nothing good.
No, it's got pieces.
There are chunks in it that I'm like, actually, that's pretty good. There are some moments that like you can see it could have worked, but they just failed miserably. And primarily, I think getting the Cowboy Bebop license hurt that show. I think that's the biggest deal. Because they tried to put in like Cowboy Bebop stuff, and every time you see it, you're like, oh, you're comparing it yourself to a 10 out of 10 show. And you're not. And all like the music choices, well, yes, those are Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. That's incredible. Each of those songs is like very specific to parts. So you just can't put in Stray Dog Strut randomly into an episode and expect it to have any impact.
Like with Netflix money, I feel like they should have literally bought all the music that are the episodes titles. That should have been your soundtrack instead.
I think they should have just not done it. Just composed it regular. Just give it like a jazz or like a weird kind of jazzy Western soundtrack.
No, you can't do that because you're gonna get too close of a comparison.
Okay, yeah, okay. Give it a ska pop punk soundtrack.
Go Bordello the whole way.
Yeah, and call it Cowboy Ska. And now we're talking.
It's Skank, but the ska part of Skank is all capital letters.
Yeah, yes.
all you hear is like, "Oh no, Spike, we gotta chase this guy down." All right, pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn it, Spike! Stop pretending you're a Superman.
they're at the bar scenes where they're like in a bar,
Yeah.
and all you hear is like real big fish.
Oh,
start like
man.
playing up.
No doubt.
Hell yeah. The climactic scene is Spike has to do the 1080 on a half pipe to defeat Fish. No, that's great. See, this show, that would be terrible, but that would be like my kind of terrible. Like I'd put that at like a 7 out of 10. That's where I like 7 out of 10 is where the show is inherently flawed and bad, but it appeals to me on a spiritual level.
No, it's great because it's like Spike's just staring at Vicious at the top of the half pipe, with the board hanging off as he's about to drop in. He's just like, "You forgot, Vicious. Mars gravity's not the same as Earth."
Oh.
And then he just goes into it.
Oh, that's sick.
He's like, "Oh God, he gets so much air in 0.9 G's."
It's just enough. It's like that point whatever lets him do the final spin.
Or does he shoot his gun to get the momentum for that last spin?
Well, I think yeah, because it has to be like Vicious is so entranced by his skate trick that it lets him get the shot off, which also lets him finish the skate trick. But yeah,
Pyro's Netflix. You're bleeding money. You got nothing to lose.
No, Netflix apparently is going in the toilet. Like they had to raise prices on everything, and that like dropped their stock or whatever, like 25%.
No, it's vice versa. It's vice versa. They did not meet their quota of new subscriptions. So that started, and they thus raised prices on current subscribers to help make up the difference.
Yeah,
so now their stock is back to 2018 prices.
Yeah, it's tail spinning. OEO.
Yeah. Now it's the time to buy Netflix. Buy Netflix stock. It's not going anywhere. Netflix isn't going to die.
No, there's too much there.
Buy it while it's only $350 instead of $500.
Man, if I was insider trading, I would know like whenever all your like deals on Netflix, because like everything is getting its own little streaming service, and you can tell like, man, at one point all the DreamWorks stuff is just gonna go off of here. Like how all like the Marvel stuff just left. It's like so long. Got put on Disney.
I don't know. It's weird because like companies still get cash. Like Netflix still pays them to like have it. The same way Microsoft doesn't do exclusives, even though they own a lot of things that used to be third party.
Well, I mean, yeah, because the whole Microsoft thing is they just want you to get you into the ecosystem. They want you to make the Xbox a Microsoft account, and then they don't care.
Which, man, if I actually played more video games, I would just buy an Xbox and Game Pass.
It is a good deal.
It's worth it.
But it's just like that Skill Up video, which I also agree with, where he did like the 30 minutes about the Activision Blizzard, whatever. And he's like, my concern is it's only a good deal because PlayStation exists right now. And once that goes away, that deal ain't getting good anymore. Like that's going to start going up.
Okay, when you said Skillet video, I thought you were going to be talking about the Rock Band.
Oh, I said I meant Skill Up. Not
Don't worry, I know what
Skillet,
you're talking about.
the bot Rock Band, or Skillet, the character from 12 Ounce Mouse.
Did Skillet do Sail? Is that them?
I don't know. I don't like that song.
I don't either.
Get out of here.
I don't like basically that decade of music.
I think I don't remember.
I'm not going to the When We Were Young concert.
Yeah, we already
Those
talked
tickets
about
are
that.
like $200.
Anyway, no, what have you been into? Just go in here. We're just stream of consciousness.
I'll kind of make it quick. So
just go. We'll go off of it. Doesn't matter.
We'll decide if it's
yeah.
quick or not. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's correct.
No, okay. So another part of like, yeah, everything just coming off Netflix is I had to search for the Twilight movies
Hell yeah.
because I've never seen them, and Nikki wanted to show me them.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Boy, are those movies dumb.
Well, I mean,
I've just
Just
watched the
horrible.
first one so far, and I got really angry off one very specific stupid part,
okay, go for it.
which is the baseball scene.
So my opinion. Okay, are you talk about it? Because I'll give
Well,
my grand
okay.
Twilight
Baseball.
theorem later.
It's just weird and odd, and everyone's making like overly sexual faces at each other,
Hell yeah.
and it's real creepy.
I'm sorry, but
Like
I
it's
could
more
just think
creepy
of
than
like
I thought it was.
I could just think of like the opening of One Outs, but Twilight, and like just jumping down the stands like shirtless. This is for my love.
It's the worst.
Please touch me now.
So the only part that I actually got like upset and like annoyed with was the baseball scene, which I knew was coming. They play baseball in like an open field. And I'm like, okay, I know how stupid this looks. Until they give the explanation of why they're doing it in a field during a thunderstorm. It's because we got to do it in the field during a thunderstorm because it's so loud. But they're just hitting like balls with aluminum bats, as good as like pro players.
wait,
What do
wait,
you
wait,
need
wait,
to what do you need to hide it? It's not gonna make loud noise.
Yeah, so okay, hold up. Vampires are playing with aluminum bats?
Yes.
Okay, pros aren't allowed to use
Yeah,
aluminum
you're supposed to
bats.
use wood bats.
See?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
or I guess they'd be destroying the bats every time they swung.
Well, then they'd be destroying the balls, but they're not. It's not like they're hitting it far. It's like a normal regulation size field, and they're just like knocking it out of the park every time. It's not going like 100 miles.
What? Why aren't they like doing like Gohan and Dragon Ball Z and just like jumping like 100 feet in the air to catch the ball?
I don't know.
Because
I
that
thought
they're just
vampires
running.
are supposed to be cool.
yeah, like a
They're just running to grab it.
vampire
and throwing
Jack
it.
could catch that ball.
vampire baseball would be pointless because of their superhuman powers. It would negate baseball. Like it
That's
just
why you need Blurns ball.
yeah blurns. You just have him saying he's gonna blurns, and then they get the double, and it's like Fry. Nothing he said was real.
The Blurns are loaded.
They got to hit into the automatic win spot.
Yeah, multi-ball. Like okay, so my grand Twilight theorem, or just my opinion on Twilight, is like, yeah, it's for like middle school girl romance, so it's fine. Like clearly not for me. I don't hate
no.
like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I hate this because I know it's clearly not for me. It is kind of stupid. I will say it. I'll make fun of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, but like I have no like moral outrage towards it. It's like, yeah, it's fine. It's
I
like,
will replace all the nouns with Batman.
yeah. I think there's a lot of funny things you can do with it, and I think it's a lot of things to be criticized. But it's kind of like I always sort of feel like it'd be like dunking on like Goosebumps, or like you can't
Yeah.
dunk on Goosebumps, but like yeah, it's like for like fourth
It's for
graders.
babies.
Yeah.
Like it's like, yeah, got you Goosebumps. That wasn't very scary at all. It's like, well, yeah,
There are no Japanese Goosebumps cover Goosebumps.
yeah, like, and I kind of feel like that's Twilight, where it's like, oh man, look, this thing for like 6th grade girls isn't really a healthy, like an accurate view of vampires or romance. It's like, well, yeah.
So, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. 50 Shades of Grey started life as a Twilight fanfic, right?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just changed the people from Edward Cullen to Guy.
So the problem is Twilight feels like a fan fiction of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like you could replace vampire with wizard and it'd still be about the same.
Oh yeah. It's Vampire Potter. You know, my immortal.
Fuck! Don't bring that.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Did you get to the part in Twilight? Okay, so how much do you know about Twilight?
We've just watched the first movie.
Okay, I don't
We're
want to
probably
give.
gonna watch
I'm not going
the
to
next
give you the
movie tonight.
spoilers. You gotta experience some of the cringe that starts happening in like movie 3. Like that's the big cringe, where it gets weird and uncomfortable.
The other like crappy, awful thing I've watched it was a anime by the name of Peach Boy Riverside, which is awful and a complete waste of my time.
All
Why'd
right.
you watch it?
I don't know, because I saw like a scene that looked like pretty cool. I'm like, oh, well, this would be awesome
Yeah.
to watch.
The Sakuga special.
Yeah. And then that thing happens, and then nothing happens for like 12 episodes. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Digimon Ghost Game's pretty good still.
Like Aka 13, it looked cool as hell and nothing
Aka
happens.
13 looks cool as hell, and that intro is still rad.
I
Intro
always do that.
writes a check that no show can cash. Like I was like, oh man, that intro. I'm like, this show's gonna be sick, and it is not. Digimon Ghost Game's still pretty good. It's still like Digimon.
Now, do you know what is really good?
Primal.
Well, yeah.
Ranking of Kings, because I read the topic list.
Fuck yes.
I need to watch more of it. I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes.
I need to actually
Oh.
watch it because I keep saying like, all right, I'm gonna watch like an anime, and then I click on Digimon. I'm like, let's go. And I just watch like 3
No.
episodes of Digimon. I'm like, there we go.
Like, do you want shit that's like nearly heartbreaking but also uplifting at the same time? Ranking
Yeah.
of Kings. Oh my god, it's so good.
Heiwa story is good too.
What story?
Heiwa, like I think it's like Heiwa. I can't. It's like Science Saru's anime from last season, and it's like a historical Japanese story. Partially, I think it's based in reality. You know, it's that kind of like historical fiction.
Oh,
But with
historical
a little-
fan fiction.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard people talk about that. That also looks good.
But how many Digimons are in there?
Maybe more than one. I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, okay.
Later on. There's a bunch of Digimons. Actually,
Hell yeah.
there's a bunch of magic monsters that just pop out and fucking save the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where Digimon were actually created. Jedi's in it. Gemini.
Jeddah. I thought you said Jeddah. I'm like, oh, now I'm interested. The vampire
The main
savior
character's
himself showing
he's
up.
so sweet and cute, but he's like deaf and mute at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then there's like his stepmom who's like, "Oh, what this bitch?" She's yelling at him,
Oh.
but she's yelling at him because she loves him and wants to protect him.
Oh.
Dude,
I like where he's kicking his brother's ass in sword fighting because he's just dodging.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what cowardly sword play is
Right.
this?
you got to be a man and hit him. You got to go straight. You got to attack him head on. But I'm winning.
You gotta be a man and get your ass kicked.
Yeah, that's knights. That's knightly duties. Gotta.
And he's got his little thief friend who
Yeah.
like meets him, robs him for the first time, and is like, "All right, dude, I've robbed you and taken your clothes. If you come around here again, make sure you have more expensive clothes." And walks off. And the next day, he shows up with more expensive clothes to give him.
Oh no.
Dude, he's the hero we need. He's
Oh,
so great.
That's the good king. He's a kind king, as Zach Bell would have told us.
Yep.
No, Ranking King is great. Trying to think.
Yeah, you see
What
that
else?
Facebook VR ad I posted on Twitter.
Jesus Christ, that is the bad place.
It is the bad place. Where you're looking at that and you're like, this is awful. This is bad.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
and then-
imagine people,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
people are not gonna buy an Oculus to do this.
Well, that's the grand flaw of the quote unquote metaverse. Is one, I don't think people are gonna buy an Oculus to do this, and 2, it's not like actually even okay. So Ready Player One is inherently flawed. We can all agree it's bad, right?
Yeah.
We're on a consensus. At least in Ready Player One, it's like virtual whatever. Everyone was walking around as like their super sexy OCs or whatever. Like not like I'm not gonna be like, all right, time to go into the virtual world, and it's just me, and not even like me as like comic drawn, but like bland like default player one.
That's what most people want. Most people want that. They don't want cool OCs.
They don't want.
They want like
They don't
me,
want.
but I have a little more hair and I'm a little buffer.
They're not gonna go into like VR chat where everyone's either an anime waifu or weed smoking Kermit the Frog with 2 samurai swords.
Exactly. They're gonna feel they just want to play Farmville.
Like if I was clever, I'd redo that video. It's like I met this person. It's just weed Kermit smoking, and then like his mouth is open, and it's just translating like really loud techno heard from the microphone, and then like weed bongs noises.
Just like staticky and like data loss.
Just like yeah, like the true Xbox Live experience.
Rest in peace, Xbox Live.
Yeah, like let them know what it really is. I don't think VR it's worked yet, and I don't think it will ever work until they figure out how to make it non-motion sickness or whatever.
Affordable.
So we get the full body suits.
Affordable also, yeah. The bodysuits matter, and I think Drew also hit the head on the nail on the head. Of like, it has to be not like $500.
Yeah.
Or if it is $500, I need to be getting in like that full body immersion, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna pay $500 to be like in like terrible Facebook painting class that doesn't work. Like, no.
I don't know. I feel like we need to stop focusing on VR.
No, that's what they're going in. They want that metaverse, so they can
Yeah,
sell the
metaverse.
Okay, yeah, I did. Speaking of that, I watched the Folding Ideas video about Line Goes Up, which is about cryptocurrency and NFTs. It's a fantastic 2-hour video about it.
That's why I haven't watched it yet.
It's one of the it's not. I would say more depressing than Fast Pass the movie. Fast Pass the movie is like more like interesting. Like this one is more like a dude talking for 2 hours, but it's really it's a well worth your time. It makes a lot.
Have you heard the latest NFT scam?
No, but you can tell it, or maybe
renting out your NFTs.
Oh hell yeah, let's go!
That's so stupid.
So now I just need to lease out. I need to buy NFTs to lease.
Yeah, NFT landlord. Let's go.
Exactly.
Lease out your Horfos.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy your underwear. I just want to buy the idea of your underwear.
I did see the only NFT project which, while stupid, almost made sense. And it was basically some restaurant in like New York is using NFTs as like a membership or whatever, which I think is stupid. But like, I kind of get like, you could accomplish the same thing with a card and not the blockchain, but at least you're actually not selling the place in line that's represented by the monkey and not the monkey itself.
Yeah.
They can't stop giggling at the Shonen Jump. Hey guys, we're gonna have news in a couple of days, and everyone's just like, "Please don't be NFTs."
Yeah, they had to make a post that said, "No, it's not NFTs."
Don't worry, it's not NFTs. And everyone's like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah, it's just a clothing line.
Hell yeah! Give me that Chainsaw Man clothes.
No,
give me my Chainsaw Man NFT.
The first batch is some One Piece and some Bleach.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of some other good show, you finally watched Primal, Drew?
Oh, it's so good.
It's good.
Like, it is a 10 out of 10 show. Like, a strong 10 out of 10 show. It's like Conan the Barbarian or Korgoth the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Like, it's caveman and dinosaur, and then sorcery and magic, and oh god,
bunch of dark gods and shit popping up everywhere.
yeah, and just like weird creatures and animals.
There's the Neanderthal, and then you see the normal Homo sapien.
Yeah, a future person. Or sorry, not even the future person, the less past person.
It's someone that's literally from the Bronze Age.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Cook your food.
It's like, use spices.
Don't just eat bug.
And I like that he did not like the cooking with the spices, but his dinosaur does like the cooking with the spices.
That's because Fang is just a dog.
Yeah, Fang has taste. She's a good girl.
She's a good girl.
Oh,
I would put bugs on my hands and punch other bugs for Fang.
oh that was good.
Look, it's so good. Oh, like every episode is great. There's no stinking.
So
God, I loved it when like the one dog is following them and then two dogs are following them.
Is it so basically what you're telling me is that Gendy Tarakovsky gets he has to make the Hotel Transylvanias so he can make this show.
It's honestly fair deal.
Yeah.
I have not seen Hotel Transylvania.
That's the next thing I'm watching.
I've seen part of the first one, but I haven't watched all of it. Instead, I'm rewatching Samurai Jack.
That's a good show. I think some episodes are better than others.
Yeah.
I think
I did not realize that episode numberings go from like 51 is like the last season, and then it goes to like episode 90 something with the season that just happened.
Yeah, it really jumps ahead.
Oh yeah, I forgot that it had the ending.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that ending. Like, I'm glad it's resolved, but I felt like it resolved itself too quickly.
I feel like he was just trying to wrap it up.
Yeah, like
I
kind of like though that it was as soon as they realized like, oh wait, you're birthed from a coup and you have a coup powers. It wasn't like, well, let's fight and kill a coup here. No, it's like, well, let's just go to the past then. Screw this, we're out.
Peace.
Yeah, we'll go back to the past and just fix it.
Samurai Jack.
What Jack?
No matter the cost.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Also, like, Jack does not get a happy ending.
No.
Yeah.
That's appropriate for Samurai Jack.
It's a bittersweet ending. The best kind of ending. Bittersweet.
Okay, good. Did you watch it on like
HBO?
HBO. Okay.
Yeah.
If you also look at HBO, you'll discover something else that a hidden gem I discovered, which is
Opal. Jack Stauber's Opal.
Also, love Jack Stauber stuff. No, but also a new season of Squidbillies.
What?
What?
Yes, a brand new season of Squidbillies that just came out.
Huh.
From the grave.
I've never watched any of the Squidbillies.
Squidbillies is a show I cannot recommend, but I kind of love. I kind of love Squidbillies. It's so dumb. It is
season 13.
I would say do not watch Squidbillies unless it is past 1 a.m. in the because that's like adult that kind of Adult Swim show can only be fully experienced at like in the early morning, late night. It is
when
not,
you're like teetering on going to sleep.
Yeah, like it is like you got to be in that position where like if I get up from the chair, I'm going to fall asleep. So I need like 15 more minutes, and then you can watch like Aqua Teens or Squidbillies, because that's when it's at its most powerful.
So if you don't know about it, the main character, which Kevin, you know, Early,
Yes.
his voice actor died.
Yeah.
Because it was an old man. Who do you think they got to replace him?
I don't know.
Would you expect Tracy Morgan?
Tracy Morgan as Early?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't change anything because you still hear it in the voice whenever he does stuff. But
yeah.
It's just strange.
Is they're gonna have the are they gonna have the reveal that like Early the Squidbilly is black and he didn't know it?
No. Their joke was like, who cares? I mean, people don't know what squids actually sound like.
Okay, that is it.
Fair enough, I guess.
Good job, Squidbillies, coming back from the grave.
From nowhere.
From nowhere.
I don't think anybody asked for it.
No one asked for more Squidbillies. Not even. No.
I watch Squidbillies. I don't want more.
No. Why are you doing? That's like some kind of like dark ritual pact or something, where like they bought all of like the adults. HBO has all this, and then there's some legal clause that just says new season of Squidbillies. Like, God,
that's like that's like you look on HBO Max, like, oh look, there's a new season of 12-ounce Mouse.
Yeah, 12-ounce Mouse has to come back.
Yeah,
Super Milk Chan.
Yeah,
they dropped a new season of The Brack Show.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
The continued Tim and Eric keep getting shows.
Well, I mean, come on, they deserve those shows.
I'm not a Tim and Eric fan. Like
I still need to see the Beef House.
The Beef House, like, I feel like Tim and Eric jokes are like conceptually funny, but the whole humor of Tim and Eric is we take the conceptually funny thing and we like make it go on for 30 minutes. And I don't know exactly, like, I'm not exactly the kind of person, like, there's a point where like the things is so not funny it becomes funny again, but that is such like a specific time, and I don't think my timing is aligned with Tim and Eric. Where like I do appreciate this stupid joke and it just goes on for like, I still think the funniest Billy and Mandy joke is in a Big Boogie's Adventure where the boogeyman is just getting hurt and they all are laughing at him and then they stop laughing at him and it just keeps happening and then they start laughing again. Like, that's really funny, but it has to be very, like, that timing to me is specific.
But I think it also has to be unexpected too. But with Tim and Eric, you know, that's going to be every single joke they do.
Yeah.
It's their one thing.
Or it's so bizarre. Like, there's also like it gets really bizarre and sometimes like is it the Paul Rudd one where he's like activate program? Yeah. Like, I think that sketch is funny. I think that's their best sketch.
I still like that one.
Because that sketch is just so like weird. He's like, I need activate Carl. It's just, he's like, yeah.
Okay. So is the Heart She Holler, is that good?
No.
Okay, what about...
In my opinion, it's not good. But it's like watchable.
Yeah.
It's like a 5. It's like a 5 or 6 out of 10.
Okay. What about the John Riley thing? Between Two Ferns, is that him? No.
I don't know.
What's the talk show he did?
Oh, where he's the... crap. I know who you're talking about. The John C. Reilly one.
So, like,
that one I haven't watched, so I don't know.
Like,
check it out with Dr. Steve Burrell.
Yeah.
I've seen bits of that. Good. I haven't seen the whole thing, though.
Yeah, I've never, like, these are all things, like, I just never watched on Adult Swim. It was that point of, like, Cartoon Network was getting bad, and Adult Swim was doing live action garbage, and I was just like, I'm too old for this world.
There's too much live action on Adult Swim, and it got not for me.
Yeah.
How are you doing with Moral Oral?
I haven't actually started it.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm going to start it it's one of those things that's just been in the
It's
queue
it's in
forever.
the percolator with the fish.
Yeah, and it's just like it's just continually so far down the queue. We watched The Matrix the other night, and then we just decided to roll into Matrix Reloaded,
Uh-oh.
and then we've decided to roll into Matrix Revolutions.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, God, they're so bad and so dumb.
I feel like every Matrix, like the originals, like the first is a good movie, and then like the second one is just good action scenes. There's a couple good like set pieces, but the rest of the movie is bad. And then the third one, like even the action set pieces aren't good. Where it's like, like every piece is removed from the Matrix as it goes on.
When the Sentinels invade Zion, I don't understand why they don't just immediately shoot laser beams and kill all the people in the like Dexter Lab mech suits.
Hell yeah.
I don't understand how exposed human flesh is a good idea for your tank onslaught weapons.
Well, listen, you had to use all the metal to build them.
Well, don't you see? They saw aliens with the power loader, and everyone's like, man, that power loader is sick, and that kind of power loader also ruined, like, mech armor forever. Like, even Warhammer 40k has the stupid power armor, and it looks really dumb because, like, a Grey Knight is sitting in its little power armor, and you're like, oh, that looks dumb.
Hold on, so, like, did the robots tell them what aliens was and what power armor was?
No, they just did it. It's instinctual. It's genetic memory.
They did, so that way they could. That was part of their sabotaging of mankind.
Yeah, they trained them stupid on purpose. That's part of it.
No, they found the in Zion. They found like the ancient
war tubes. It's aliens.
Aliens.
Like, yo, look at their ultimate weapon, the power loader.
It seems this is a documentary from when we were spacefaring.
Yeah, we were. So I can believe that.
And it seems these giant monsters with atomic breath were just roaming the land.
We had to defeat them.
The machines have saved us.
The machine said, wait a second, here's another one where there's human machines. They have these? We must have defeated them.
Yeah, we must have defeated them.
This must have been early in the war.
Yeah,
well, they time travel? Oh, God.
Man, how did we deal with time travel?
But my problem with the Matrixes 2 and 3 is Agent Smith's story is way more interesting than Neo's story.
Oh, yeah.
And even then, Agent Smith's story is just a dumber, shittier version of Ghost in the Shell.
Hell yeah.
Like, I think he should have still been more concerned of, like, yes, I'm self-replicating, creating all these copies, but, like, one virus can still destroy all of these. I need to merge and create a new entity and new consciousness out of myself and another. Preferably Neo.
It's just that one line he says with Morbius is kind of what brought all this on, which is, I hate this place.
I hate the stinky, stinky poo-poo smell.
The smell.
I smell your stinky poo-poo butts all the time.
I hate you humans.
I hate the pee-pee poo-poo and the doo-doo. I hate it. I just want it to smell like that kind of ion, you know, whenever like a old NES turns on and like the dust is burning off and they got that ionization sort of smell.
I would have liked... Oh, go ahead, Drew.
I was going to say, also with this same idea running, I think Matrix 4, it shouldn't have been Neo and Trinity. It should have been Neo and Smith are the ones.
Oh, that would have been cool. You would have had like the one of the Matrix and the one of the Humans, and they have to both exist.
Yeah,
you'd have your Virgil and Dante.
Well, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
They have to beat the new supercomputer.
I'm saying just my one fatal flaw with George Lucas is I love poetry because it rhymes. I am a sucker for like it's poetry, it rhymes. I'm like, yes. Genius, George Lucas. I agree. You didn't do it correctly, but I love that conceptual concept. Like, no, you just take the opposite, and that's the bad guy.
Oh, dude, I'm thinking about. I would have loved it. It's Agent Smith has to get Neo out.
Yeah, like it's because they're
so that he can help him.
It's you have the parallel.
Well, because yeah, he got Smith out, so now Smith has to get him out.
Yeah.
I also would have liked it if Smith just won, and then we cut back to the Matrix world, and now it's just Smith doing all the everyday jobs in his suit and glasses.
Yeah, it's like Gumball with Larry doing all the odd jobs, except it's Smith.
Yeah. Have a good day, Mr. Smith. You too, Mr. Smith.
Thanks, Mr. Smith.
That's right. Pardon me, Mr. Smith. Let me get the door for you,
Mr. Smith shows up to Mr. Smith, says you're going to have to be working late. Mr. Smith had to call out sick. We're going to need you to do a double shift, Mr. Smith. But I had to go. I had a date with my wife, Mr. Smith. Our son, Mr. Smith. We're going to the restaurant, Mr. Smith's. No, sorry.
I'm sure I can show them a good time in your place, Mr. Smith.
How dare you? Yeah, it's like Nier Automata. Or once you get so many AIs, they're gonna start conflicting with each other. That's the solution that we were taught.
I still gotta watch the new Matrix.
I want it running in real time to start with, and it's all just super laggy and hitchy just because of how many Smiths there are. And then it just like slows it down to show us like what's happening. But like in real time, it's just overloaded and like the processor's overheating. It's only a matter of time. That's the main problem. Is the Matrix is about to explode because of overclocking.
Oh yeah.
And Smith has to stop it.
One of the Smiths is separated from the hive mind that just became too human. They're like posting memes, dancing.
It's Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving hates it. My name is Hugo. And he goes, oh.
Hugo Smith?
No.
Oh.
Keanu Reeves. That's my name.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Blizzard announced a new game that's a crafting survival game based in a brand new world.
Wow, good job.
Man, because if there's one genre of game that I tune out immediately. It's
more of?
Yeah, multiplayer crafting survival game. I cannot even begin to bring myself to be excited about those sorts of games.
Ark, Valheim, Don't Starve, Minecraft.
I think and it's not that I hate those kinds of games, because I liked Minecraft. I played Minecraft and I enjoyed it. And I played Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2, and I actually loved those games. But I was kind of done after Dragon Quest Builders 2. I felt like that was the end of the format. I don't want to do this again. And then they just.
And why are you still playing Fortnite?
Well, Fortnite is not a survival game.
But Drew, they brought back Tilted Towers. Okay.
Oh yeah, Tilted. Yeah. Oh yeah, Tilted Towers is back. The Spider-Man gloves are really fun. I like web slinging. Oh, did I talk about on the podcast how I accidentally bought a Spider-Man skin on the Fortnite score?
No.
So on Fortnite, and you got to be careful at Fortnite. Is okay, Drew has to go. Anyway,
later days.
Bye, Drew. I'll tell that another day. How I accidentally.
No, go ahead and tell it now. I'll just listen. I'll just listen to the podcast later.
Okay. Anyway, so what happened is, if you have enough V-Bucks, which you get from doing just Fortnite shit, as we all know, if you go to the store to look at stuff, and you just have V-Bucks in your account, and you click buy accidentally, it'll just buy it. So like if you have 1,000 V-Bucks and that skin costs 1,000 V-Bucks and you hit purchase, it just adds it to your stuff. There's no confirmation. It'll just do it. And what they do is, so if you go into like skins you have in the Fortnite menu, you hit X to select the skin, like to look at it, and then you hit square to like check out all the styles of it. So like if you want to say like, here's the like with one of the alien skins that has different alien heads, you can hit square and select your alien head on your skin, right? At least this is on PlayStation. So like,
oh no, this is exactly it, because that's what I do, switch between my Sasuke skin and my other Sasuke skin.
Yeah, exactly. Like with your Naruto skin, like that's how you switch it up whenever they give like variants, right? You hit X to select it, and Y to and Square to check out. This is PlayStation, and Square to check out all of the variants. On the Fortnite store, X to select the skin, X to check out the variants. If you hit Square after you hit X, you will just buy it. And if you have V-Bucks in your account, you will just buy it. It's a oopsie doodle. So now I have Tom Holland Spider-Man as a skin. Thankfully, it's not that bad a skin. Like I like Spider-Man, you know. Yeah. It's like it could have been worse. But I feel like I was like, that's sleazy. I don't like it. It's like they said, like it's like you changed your button functionality per menu to fool children and man-children alike.
Listen, I'm just waiting for that rock skin. I'm sorry, the foundation. Oh, yeah. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's common. I don't know, man. Whenever I see like announcement of like survival building game, my brain just dies. Like I don't like video games where it's like, okay, with this video game you're gonna have to plan out with like 4 people to get online and do it. And I'm just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I can barely play like MMOs. There's still too much animes and TVs to watch. I haven't even done that. But anyway, that's it for me. I think we had a good week. Talk about a lot of garbage. Getting in the metaverse. Anything else before we're done, Nolan? Any last minute idea? As we're crossing the street. The street into Conversation Street. That was on Grand Tour. Yeah, that we're just petering out. I love it. I think no one's like talking to someone. I don't know. All right, so anyway, football predictions, right? Let's talk about footballs. We got. I think let's look at the schedule. We're gonna look at the playoffs. I'll give you my playoff picture. Let you know what's gonna happen. I actually gotta look at the stuff. Let me see. Okay, yeah. There we go. Because I didn't know I thought I do. I just didn't want to make some mistake. All right. So we got Kansas City against the Bengals. I think we can all agree Kansas City is the better team than the Bengals, especially with the Bengals lacking offensive line. I mean, Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times. Still won. That's more Tennessee had problems. So I'm going to give it to Kansas City. I think that's just, like, Kansas City's probably going to beat the Bengals. And I'm rooting for the Bengals. And then we got the Rams and the 49ers. And let's just say, I think Jimmy G and the San Francisco 49ers are going to beat the Rams. I think Matt Stafford can't do it. I don't think he can do it. I think he'll mess up. So I'm thinking you're going to get Kansas City, San Francisco, and then I'm going to give it to Kansas City. That's my football picks.
That's Rayliff's lock of the week.
That's my lock. Lock it in. Bet it in.
Listen, we got to corner this market since the other guy, got in trouble for that stuff.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
We're gonna.
Don't let your kids talk to him. That's the main thing.
No. Yeah, that's my football picks. That's how we end the episode.
Oh wait, we didn't talk about Stranger's Origin.
Oh, we can talk about that later.
Okay.
Or we can just mention it. Yo, that trailer looks like straight out of 2006.
I don't know what's going on now.
It's such a
and
weird...
I love it.
I love that, like, the Frank Sinatra comes in, and then, like, the anime, and then he gives the lady his egg, and then, like, he's turning into Jack Garland. He will knock you down. It's really bizarre. Like, that game looks totally all over the place, and I think it's perfect because of it. Because it's just, you're just like... And then he's, like, power bombing a a Thornberry. It's like, what the hell is happening?
He's at the wedding. He's got his phone out because he's got to be listening to his music.
Yeah, he has to whip out that Limp Bizkit as he walks down the aisle and like this anime wedding, and you're like, what is this game?
He's like talking to somebody, and he's just got his phone out. And I'm like, oh, he's just listening to music at the same time, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's making the soundtrack for his life.
Yes.
Like a weeb would.
It's such a loser. I love it. I love this game. It's because it has that feeling of here we got it's like what someone in middle school thinks they would do as cool, but if you see it like you're like, oh man, he's gonna be like whenever I get into a fight, I turn on my sick Limp Bizkit and then we're gonna throw down. But when you see like the tough guy turn on a sick Limp Bizkit, you're like, oh, this is the lamest thing I've ever
this
seen.
is stupid. Never mind.
This is really stupid. But like,
I'm actually more excited for that game now.
I think it's good. That game is fascinating. That is a fascinating video game. Oh crap! I didn't talk about Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh man,
oh, yeah.
I'll have to save that for like next week.
Save it because I'm gonna play it this week.
Okay, my Yu-Gi-Oh preview is, and this is my Yu-Gi-Oh preview and my advice. Make sure you look online for like starter guides and like beginner's guides and like budget Yu-Gi-Oh decks from people, because there are many traps in Yu-Gi-Oh, and not like trap cards. I mean like decks that you think will be good and are just complete trash. Like just get stomped. And you need to play Yu-Gi-Oh as it is now, not Yu-Gi-Oh as it was when you played it, but Yu-Gi-Oh as it is now. And once you kind of adjust to it, and once you go, okay, this is what it is, then you can start doing your stuff.
Yeah, I saw that comic.
Because, yeah, that literally happened to me on turn one. A guy, it wasn't 10,000 points. It was only like 8,000 damage. But he had like an indestructible 8,000 monster that could not, and I was like, I can't do anything to this. It was done on like turn one. But however, there's many ways to get around it. Like if you have, like there are traps and counters and just like ways to get around that. But you gotta build your deck to get around that sort of thing, and you need to know what that is. So, and the game and the tutorial and the starter decks are not good enough. You gotta go online and you gotta use those Yu-Gi-Oh people's like how the game is actually played. Then you're okay.
You gotta head to the Yu-Gi-Oh forums.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I would say, card game wise, like Marvel 2 or Marvel 3, where you can play that game like Street Fighter, but then against someone who's playing it like Marvel will stomp you into the ground.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what I would describe it. Like if you're trying to play like only one monster a turn and like one card, it's like, oh no, that ain't good.
Fuck that. You need a pendulum summon.
Oh, you need to pendulum into Link into getting your cards that get other cards from the graveyard, and then you need to get them back, and then you need to replay them, and then you need to...
And then you got an XYZ
summon to get this synchro monster, but then you take out the synchro materials for it, and then they'll go to the graveyard and come back. It can be used as special summon monsters for your Link summons, and it's one of those sort of things where you need to... If you ain't doing that, if your deck doesn't look like a character in Yu-Gi-Oh doing Yu-Gi-Oh things, you have lost. Like whenever you see the Yu-Gi-Oh character and they're just going, that's what you need. That's what your deck needs to do. I'm running Eldritch. It's fun. You just keep playing this monster that like destroys things on the field, goes to the graveyard, and then comes back stronger, and you just keep doing it. It's great.
Actually, does sound good.
No, but it's pretty good. But that's my preview. I'll talk more about Yu-Gi-Oh next week. Later days. Bye.
Bye.